Welcome back. As we enter the festive season, the crime rate seems to be increasing, as is usual for this time of year. Joining us now is the Deputy Commissioner Kauna Shikwambi, spokesperson of the Namibian Police, to talk to us about how you can be vigilant of your surroundings during the festive season to make sure you're not another crime statistic over Christmas. Good evening and welcome to the show, Madam Shikwambi.
Good evening, Nina. Thank you for having me.
Just to begin with, perhaps we can talk about the common tactics that are used by scammers and thieves during the festive season and how we can recognize and avoid falling victim to these schemes.
Nina, when we speak about scams, this is a criminal element, and we all know that crime is nothing else but the disruption of our peace, of course, and the disruption of our rights. So now, during this time of festivities, this is the time where we have a number of crimes that are really on an increase, and that is inclusive the economic crimes such as the fraud, theft, scams, like you mentioned it. Now, amidst the tactics that are known to us by now is then where you find scammers using platforms like they want to secure, for example, the Namibian Police was recruiting. For example, they want to secure your child or yourself a position in the Namibian Police Force. Pay me a certain amount of money and I will secure such a job for you. So upon paying, then of course you are not secured anywhere within NAMPOL recruitment processes, and then thereby you are being scammed. Other platform that they are using is also when they get they lure for your attention, getting into a verbal conversation with you and come up with agreements. The one thing that we as individuals does that really creates an alarm to scammers is when you lend an ear to the scammers. If you start entertaining what they have called you for, you become a victim of these crimes. Another tactic that they are also utilizing that is very prominent, is very prevalent, is the use of prominent people's names. Calling you, pretending to be whoever, soliciting for funds. And it's so disappointing that certain people are, I don't know whether I should use the term naive, that you know that you are not an acquaintance, you are not known to, for example, the deputy minister of whatever ministry. Now, such a person, a prominent person, is calling you, soliciting for funds, and then you have the audacity to send money or to render assistance in that regard, instead of first assessing a situation, verifying information, who the person is, and so on. So like I said, the scammers are very smart. On a daily basis, they try by all means to outsmart us. But the weakness that we have is when you start really listening to proposal as well as entertaining approaches of these scammers, whether they are approaching you physically, whether they are approaching you through means of a telephone call or internet or social media. You need to be extra cautious, really, so that you avoid being a victim of scams. So those are just some of the tactics that are known to us.
How do we get out of this naivety and become more aware? Talk to us about the preventative measures that communities can take to address these scams or crimes.
Like I alluded to earlier, Nina, we have been on, even through our outreach campaigns, when we go out there and even our community engagement, we avoid members of the public to fall victim to certain crimes. And for you not to fall victim to such scams, like I alluded to earlier, is that do not entertain strangers, period. Don't entertain any stranger. You need to be very curious about those strange people that are calling you, strange people that are sending you email, that are sending you text. You need to be really careful and very security conscious at all times. You need to know your surroundings. You need to assess every activity, every information that you receive before you commit to anything else. So it's all about an individual and how you treat information that comes to your domain, even information that you receive from strangers. Like I said, some people are very smart. They will not entertain strangers who are calling them or telling them whatever information. But then you find those who don't know whether they are curious to find out, whether they forget that scammers are amidst us. You just don't know. But it's really disappointing that up to now, we are still receiving people, even prominent people, who are being scammed. Now, sales of, for example, stock theft online, without you having viewed the stock, the animal that you want to buy. You make electronic transactions, do deposits, and at the end of the day, you don't have any of what you have purchased, and the scammer is gone. So we really just need to be very curious about strange approaches and avoid them at all times.
Well, I think it might be easier, Deputy Commissioner, to assess text messages and phone calls that you might be receiving from criminals and try and suss out if it's for real or not. But when it comes to cybercrime, it might be a bit more tricky. How do we sort of mitigate this, and how are we aware of cybercrime? And it's easy to click on a link thinking that it's legit. What are the signs that we can look out for to help us know that this is a red flag?
Yeah, like I said, that criminals will approach us in different ways. And one of that is through internet. And like I said, I'll just go back to say, it's for you to be very cautious and very suspicious and be able to assess and verify whatever information that it is that you're receiving. Yes, cybercrime issues are a complex. Those are internet and document-related crimes, very much a complex. But then the education part in it, to say avoid engaging or clicking or accepting any link or whatever information is sent to you. It requires verification. It requires assessment. Call the next person. If it involves a bank, for example, call the bank, assess the information that you have received. Is it legit? Can I go ahead, or should I delete or ignore? It all really about also maybe I should say instinct. Follow your instincts and avoid, just have it at the back of your mind that scammers are amidst us. And this is happening on a daily basis. Hence, each and everyone is required to be extra cautious when it comes to incidents or crimes of such nature.
How successful has the Namibian police force been in solving these economic crimes, whether it's cyber or in person, in retrieving the monies that individuals have lost?
Like I said, cybercrime issues are complex, and those are gradual and longer-term investigations. I don't really have statistics to share with you now, but those are part of the electronic crimes that we get. We have our Department of the Commercial Crime Investigation Unit, as well as the Cybercrime subdivisions. Those are officers with qualified detectives who are really working hard to pursue some of those crimes or cases that are registered with the Namibian Police Force.
Well, Deputy Commissioner, as we are embarking on the holiday season, any words of advice to Namibians?
Word of advice, Nina, I must just indicate that it's really very important for everyone to pay attention. Be alert, whatever it is that you do. Yes, it is festivities, it's a celebration, it's joyful, but certain people also forget, and then they tend to be careless or reckless. Be it when they are partying, when they are shopping, you are not taking care of your valuables. You are leaving homes, you have not made any security arrangements with either the nearest police station or neighborhood watches or your neighbors or families. Things or valuables cannot be left unattended. So I am just appealing for everyone really to pay attention and stay alert. Additionally, also request motorists to be extra cautious. Nina, if I may share with you and the viewers, on the 17th of November, we launched the road safety campaign. Just a month thereafter, yesterday when we had our traffic updates, on the 17th of December, the period of 17 November to 17 December, 272 accidents were already reported. And out of that, 33 people have already died. Out of the 33, there's a statistics of 16 who died, who were pedestrians. So bumped by either reckless motorists, or the pedestrians were themselves not careful as they jaywalk or crossing the roads. So I just want to reiterate a caution to say, let us be extra cautious when we are on the road, when we are partying, whatever it is that we do. It requires us to uphold safety and security, law and order at all times.
Madam Shikwambi, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nina.
That was Deputy Commissioner Kauna Shikwambi of the Namibian Police speaking to us about being vigilant to crimes this holiday season. We'll be right back.